Bro. All right, let me do this here. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're viewing listeners. I want to welcome you guys to the Recruiting Academy podcast. I am your host, Coach Homer, joined by the beloved co-host, Coach Hughes, man. We can't get this show started without a nugget of the day, man. So drop us a nugget. Drop a nugget for us.
Well, like we talked last week, school's starting up and games are starting. And I went to a game Friday night and they had an amazing athlete. And I was talking to his parents and the comment was, we're going to wait till his senior year. If he hasn't got any offers, we're going to do this his senior year. You can't wait. I mean, this is what we're trying to help everyone with, is that you got to get started. I feel like a lot of my nuggets are repetitive. However, we've said this is like, we are here to help you out through the process. And the process is going to start in a junior high. And once we get into our business part of this and you start to understand how this financially works, even your 4 years of high school, I mean, they're already a year or two ahead. So you can't wait till your senior year. I mean, they've already got like a lot of money invested by the time you even get to your senior year on other kids. So you got to get started early. Now, not to spoil what we're going to get into, but that's just part of the business of it as well. They're a year or two ahead just to make sure that they can fill their rosters, because they're going to invest money. We talk about getting these scholarships or whatever, but in return, you're going to give a part of you as well, which again is part of the business of it. But with further to do on that, just remember to get started, get with somebody, listen to our podcast, whatever you need to do. We have a workbook in there that sort of will help you help guide you through this, but don't wait till your senior year. So with no further ado, Coach Holman, I will let you have the floor, my friend.
No, brother, that works well, man. I think the biggest thing for people to understand is that, when you pull back the curtain of this thing, schools a lot of time are, 2 years ahead of the schedule. So if you're a kid that's at minimum, and we're talking about the big time schools, let's be honest, we're talking about the Power 5 schools, even the Division I schools. A lot of times, traditionally speaking, and I'll give you a quiz question, Coach Hughes, here, since I know you're a smart man. When you typically see let's talk about a conference. What is the first conference to offer a kid? Can you answer that? And that's a quiz question for everybody listening and watching the show. What is the first conference, college conference? Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's a Division I school, Division I conference. What is the first college conference to typically offer kids? Can you give me that answer?
Yeah, usually the way it works around here, like I'm from Ohio, they'll go with MAC schools.
Okay, the MAC schools, yes.
Offering.
Ding, 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 ding. I need my ding, 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 ding button. That is correct. Okay, so the MAC traditionally offer kids first. Okay, now obviously it's going to depend on what sport you play, but traditionally speaking, and regularly speaking, the MAC offers kids scholarships first. All right. So you got to understand. And with that being said, 90 and a lot of times small schools going to be the first ones to take notice of you. Okay. So listen, show love to the small schools. And then if a big school comes to get you, fantastic. But if you're a kid that especially has waited to the last minute like that, you're going to have to start at ground zero with the small schools. Don't. As we talked about, was that last week? We talked about don't despise the days, or was that 2 weeks ago? 1 week ago, whatever it was. We talked about don't despise the days of small beginnings, right? So a lot of times the athletes overlook the schools right now. So if you're a kid, let's say you're in the state of Georgia, you're in the state of Florida, you're in the state of Ohio, state of Illinois, like start with those in-state schools first, because a lot of times, here's another nugget, and we're getting it, and this is a segue into our topic of discussion, our series here called The Business. And it's really, the real full title is The Business of College Athletics. So ideally, when it comes to the business and stuff like that, you guys got to understand this. At the end of the day, all these colleges are running, are having a system ran, right? So you got to make sure that for you, you have to understand how it works. If you have a school that's going to offer, that's in state, in your state, you know, the tuition is different for in state and out of state, right? Just because you're on scholarship don't mean that school don't have to pay, in the athletic department doesn't have to pay in state or out of state tuition for you, right? So if you're an out of state kid, they have to pay more for you, right? So as an in state kid, you need to use that as leverage. Now, obviously, if you're going to a school that has like a big time, obviously athletic program and they have a lot of money, they probably don't really care about in state or out of state. But a lot of these schools that have a recruiting budget and a budget for scholarships, they're looking at, they're gonna want kids that are in state. So if you're a kid, both male and female, that are looking for schools, start with your state first. Start with, you know, schools within 2 or 3 hours of you, because like it likely means that, you know, they're in state, in which in-state tuition is a lot less. If I can pull up the numbers here, I think on average, we're gonna say the full cost of attendance. I'll just use Ohio State for example. The full cost of attendance for an out-of-state student at Ohio State, when I was attending there, was around 40. Full cost of attendance. That means like room, board, books, everything. Full cost of attendance. Like full cost of attendance was around 42, 43,000. It might have been more than that. Okay, in-state full cost of tuition, I want to say it was half of that. Full cost of attendance. My bad. Full cost of attendance was about half that. Coach, you can run those numbers by me if you get them before I do.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now, not to
Okay.
be rude, but
Yeah, no problem. So you gotta understand. So start with the schools that are right in your own backyard. So as coach, if you can find the numbers, coach, you just shoot to me. So as we segue into the topic of discussion tonight in regards into our series called The Business, we have this thing called name, image, and likeness nowadays. All right. And everybody at this point is pretty much excited about it. And I'm ready to go. I'm ready to make some cash. But I got something to pick with this name, image, and likeness thing. I think it's a really good idea for athletes to be able to use their name, image, and likeness. But let's not let this be a distraction for us in regards to this situation that's really not talked about, is athletes being compensated for their services, right? So obviously we know you can use your brand and you can make money off your name, image, and likeness from outside parties. I'm talking about from the people that you actually doing the work for, you're not getting paid for, right? That's my issue with this name, image, and likeness thing. So everybody agreed to do this because they knew it was a way for the schools not to have to pay. So not everybody, this is what everybody is saying. Oh, athletes can be paid now. No. Athletes are not being paid by the school. They're getting paid by somebody else that's a third party, right? So let's say a kid, just an average Joe, right? He goes through his college career, doesn't get anybody for name, image, or likeness, or gets some subpar stuff, right? Ideally, it's still a loss for that kid. Even if a kid is making bread, is making some money from this name, image, and likeness thing, it still does not equate to the amount of money that the school is receiving in regards to ticket sales, parking, alcohol and beverage, everything that comes with the experience in regards to coming to watch an athlete play, right? I know, obviously, when I was playing my time at Ohio State, we had some big wigs on our roster, and I can guarantee you, those kids, at that time definitely weren't getting the name, image, and likeness stuff. But the reason why a lot of people watch TV, these conferences were able to get these big TV contracts because people wanted to watch these kids play and come and watch them play. So it's something that in my opinion that yes, we have this name, image, and likeness. This is a short term victory for the athletes, but long term, we're still not where we should in regards to. My opinion is this: I think every athlete, obviously, depending on the school, depending on the sport, obviously the revenue generating sports should obviously get the biggest piece of the pie, simply because they're bringing in the money for the athletic program. So I say each of those athletes should get between 10 to 20,000. And I know it's a large range, so I would say probably 15 to 20,000 dollars per year put in an escrow account. So once they graduate from, and you gotta put an incentive on that thing. Once they graduate from college, they get the money in the escrow account, and then they can do whatever they want with it. They can do whatever, buy property, invest in a business, spend it all, buy jewelry. I don't know, whatever they're gonna do with it. But they should be able to do that, at least to the revenue generating sports. And I would say, the athletes that are not in non-generating sports, I would say, yeah, maybe giving them between $5,000 to $10,000 in the escrow account. I know a lot of them are not on scholarship as well. So a lot of times, they may have loans that are potentially taken out, and or they may be in a situation where they do have a full scholarship, but it's mostly academic and part athletic. So I would say maybe for them, just putting that money to the side in regards to allowing them to have their schooling paper, so they come out debt free. But I think definitely the heavy hitters should definitely get some bread. Now, I know coaches, you're gonna discuss about coaches' salaries and stuff like that. But I say this: athletes should be paid by the schools. They shouldn't have to be paid by third party, that's good. More to marry, but at the end of the day, schools need to be paying these athletes for their services, because a lot of times, hey, like they're the reason why the school is getting the money, right? It's like basically, and this is another thing that people don't talk about. Even though like these kids use name, image, and likeness, like the schools they're getting both. They're getting it from the sponsors, and they're getting basically the services of the kids. So the school ain't did nothing. They just kind of like they taking it from both ways. Dog. They taking it from this way and that way. But coaches, I'll let you go ahead and take the floor, man.
Yeah, I ran some numbers for you. Like for Ohio State, according to what I looked at on Google here, 4 years at OSU, for students who were admitted in the fall of 2021, the estimated tuition in state is $48,434 for Ohio residents, and $143,797 for out-of-state students. Okay, that's just Ohio State. I did my alma mater, which was Ball State, and based on tuition prices, the current cost of bachelor's degree, living expenses at Ball State University would be $99,848, assuming graduation in normal time. An estimated 1.6 annual increase over 4 years, which has been recent trend for schools. Now, you got to think, that's 4 years, and out-of-state tuition is 3 times the cost. So that's just for out of state, and I have more schools than that, but I'll stop there. And then the other thing that Coach Holman was talking about was, I live in Ohio, so basically, like we get to a lot of Ohio State news, and the young man that decided to this Quinn, was it Ewers? He's a quarterback from Texas, coming up to Ohio State. He was signed by Holy Kumbaya, a Texas-based beverage out of Dallas. So that will be his sponsor. His face and name will be likeness on the bottles of this beverage. So that's where he's going to make his extra money from. Even though I'm sure Ohio State has the, you know, money capability of paying him, this likeness image, which we're watching closely, this is just one example of what's going to happen. And I know one of the biggest arguments, and I sort of have to confess that I'm not a big gamer, but I do like the Madden and the college football, and they quit making the college football for a while because of this argument. So now it's coming back on. So I don't know if what I mean by coming back on, I mean they're going to start making the games again. So I don't know if they're going to split the money with the kids or do like the old Bill Walsh games where it just had like Columbus and the jersey numbers and no likeness to the schools. Not sure how that's going to work, but we'll find out how all this financial situation will work out. And don't get me wrong, these athletic departments run on millions of dollars and they do a lot of different things. But if you look at the bottom line of it, as Coach Holm was talking about, ticket sales, parking, food, merchandise sales, and everything else, I mean, they have more than enough money to at least give these athletes money to go like on dates or go out to eat or go do something, where they're not running around campus on their, I think you got Ohio State, you got like 3 meals a day on like a little ticket.
Yeah, well now it's a little, well, every school is different now, but I'm gonna say this, like for instance, now Ohio State's different. They have a cafeteria at their facility now. So
Yeah.
To answer your question, so yes, they get 3 meals a day. So they have basically their own kitchen, full-fledged kitchen with all the bells and whistles you can think of. So but every school doesn't get that, right? But at the end of the day, they're making bread. They're making bread. Not only enough money to go out to eat, but enough money to pay their bills. I know in a lot of situations, they're not able to, especially once they get their, they move out of their dorm. Once they move out of their dorm, they get paid for for their living expenses, which they do in part. That's part of their stipend that they get. But it's barely enough. I mean, you got to think about this. Rent. The rent is about $1,000 a month. Just because obviously, if you're an athlete and you're sitting near campuses, a lot of them are being gentrified. Where before they might have been like $600, $700, $800. Now they're like $1,000. $1,000 was what they used to be when I was there. So I can only imagine what it is now. It's probably like $1,500, $800, $1,500 to $1,800 you're paying even for a suite. Like, so you're paying that per person is paying that for each room in a suite. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing where it's not where it should be yet.
I know Muncie wasn't that expensive, but the other thing too is like what gets me is when you're watching college football, some of these juniors and seniors in college have families.
True, very true.
So that was a shock to me, it's like, man, you're in college, you got a family already, they got a baby on the way, or mom's only a sophomore in college and they're trying to figure out how to pay the bills and on this scholarship money. And I mean, you do what you can, but it's a different.
I'm gonna drop a gem. I'm gonna drop one gem in regards to that. Now, depending on the athletic program, they do have services in place where you can get extra money for if you have a kid. Okay, so I'm gonna drop that gem for anybody listening, or whatever it may be. A lot of times they have resources available, so you may get an extra. I don't know how much per month or whatever it may be, or per semester. But they do cut you. They do give you some extra money if you got a kid at the school. So you got to talk to the athletic department and find out. These are some questions that you should probably be asking me on the recruiting visit instead of just trying to put on a jersey or trying to get your photo taken or whatever it be. These are stuff you need to ask, like, hey, what resources do you guys offer to the athlete, right? I know that was one thing. I'll drop another gem. I remember I didn't get my iPad stolen, but I know people got their cars broken into, windows broken, and stuff like that. So like the athletic department was willing to like pay for that stuff, and to get fixed, wanting to get fixed and stuff like that. So I think you had to pay for it first and they reimburse you. So these are questions that you should be asking on a visit, other than just going. But go ahead, Coach Houston. I just wanted to drop that gem real quick for people that are out there listening.
So no, that's pretty much what all I had to say is like, even though you watch them on Saturdays or Sundays, I mean, they have lives outside of there.
Yeah. Even during the week, I know we got some players that play gymnastics and volleyball. A lot of times they're during the week, depending on if they're playing a big tournament. But yeah, yeah. So what you see on there, and listen, it looks good, and I can tell you it is good. But boy, it's a lot of, and we're gonna touch over the next week. This thing will probably be a 3 or 4, maybe a 5 video series, podcast series in regards to the business. But the business of college athletics is good. The eyes see good, but when you're watching them on TV or going to a game, you see, okay, a lot of people only think it's just Saturday, but my goodness, it's a 365 thing that a lot of people don't talk about. And that's why I'm in favor for not only athletes to be able to compensate through name, image, and likeness, but opportunity for them to be compensated by the school, right? So with that being said, we have platforms available to be able to allow people to get information like that, which is obviously why we do this Recruiting Academy podcast, right? That's why we have the Recruiting Academy online video platform where people can go in and watch videos in regards to things that we've talked about previously before, and videos that we've done in regards to that. That's why the ebook is available, or I'm going to call it an active worksheet, but it's in the ebook form. Once you go on there, there's a 30-day free trial on the website. So you guys head over to www.holmathleticperformance.com right now. Click the free scholarship information. It'll take you right to the website where you can go in. And like I said, you get a free 30-day trial, try it out, take all the information you want, and then go down to the bottom and click that I want that ebook, that active worksheet book, and go through it. Allow yourself to go through it and take all the information. There's fill in the blank information for you to be able to write in there. But listen, take advantage of this opportunity, man. It's one of those things where I wish it was out there and available to me, and we made it affordable. It's very, very affordable. Like I said, the first 30 days are free, and after that, I think it's like $7 a month. So what is that? That's a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Now I think Starbucks coffee is like double that. So that's a cup of coffee at Dunkin' or wherever they go and get coffee nowadays. So take advantage of the resources. Head over to www.holmanathleticperformance.com today. We'll drop the link in the bio of this email on YouTube. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to this video on YouTube. Make sure you guys show some love to the Coach Hughes on TikTok. You're on TikTok, Coach Hughes, and Twitter. On TikTok and Twitter, right? What's your TikTok again?
I decided to redo the TikTok, so it's under like construction.
Okay, all right, that's cool. Well, once you get that, holler back at us. What about Twitter?
Twitter, I am Jason Hughes or
Okay.
the 6 o'clock club. Either or.
Sounds
Try to
good.
find me there and we'll go from there.
And if you guys got any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to us via email at info@holmanathleticperformance.com. And also feel free to give us a call or text. Coaches, did you ever get your number? I think they want to talk to you. You ever get that number? You ever get that number with the number we talked about?
Yes. Did
The
you?
614, the 614 number. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys can reach us either. Coaches, give me your number here first, and then I'll drop the general number in regards to that. Or if I can get mine. You want to get mine first?
Yeah, go ahead. I gotta
Yeah,
get
yeah.
mine on
So if
here.
you guys have a general question, information about anything recruiting, camps, or film breakdown, or just want to ask questions, reach out to us. General number is 844-342-5228. Number again is 844-342-5228. If you want to talk to Coach Hughes, what's your number, man?
I am getting it for you right
Okay,
now.
that's fine. Make sure you guys also, like I said, shoot us an email. Feel free, that number, the 844-342-5228 is a number that you can call, that you can text with any questions or concerns that you may have. And then that way you can get everything answered. Just like I said, once again, there's so much content out there that's created. We created content. Please make sure you head over to the website. Once again, www.holmanathleticperformance.com today to be able to get that info, to be able to scroll down, whether you're on your phone and or your or desktop, click the button that says free scholarship information, take you right up to the site and get you guys plugged in. There are roughly about, I want to say, maybe 9 and 10 different segments in regards to the recruiting piece, whether that's the camps, social media, how to find coaches, questionnaires, and things of that such, to be resources for you guys, right? So make sure you get plugged in. And this is an educational thing. So mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, uncle, auntie, whoever it may be that's here to support the athlete and their future endeavors. This platform was created for you. It's for the athletes, but it was created with the parents in mind. So then that way they can take that information and help the athlete understand and really just talk the love language of these college coaches and organizations. So then that way gives you opportunity to get your foot in the door and be able to, leverage your athletes' athletic abilities to get their school paid for.
Okay. What'd you say your number was?
Yeah, 844-342-5228.
Okay.
That's the main business line.
Okay. And the one that is showing here is it the 3717?
It should say Home Athletic Performance. It should say Foundation. Do you see that? It should be 2 of them, right?
Yeah, I have the 5492 and the 3717.
What's the top one say? What does it say on top of it?
It should be 639-5492.
Yeah, give that one. Let's go.
Okay, that's what I thought for sure. 614-639-5492 is my number at Pullman Athletics, and that should take you to my mailbox. And we'll check out your comments, concerns, whatever else, and get right back to you.
Yeah, make sure if we don't answer, leave a voicemail. All right, not that we super busy, but if you catch us at a bad time, don't just call and then not leave a voicemail. Leave a voicemail. It may have been on a call. That way we can get back in touch. Make sure you leave a voicemail. When you leave a voicemail, leave your first and last name. So don't be like, this is da 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 da. Just say, hey, this is Coach Holman. I am a senior, junior, freshman, 8th grader, 7th grader, newborn. I'm a parent, I'm a grandparent, whatever it may be. My son or daughter, whoever it may be, or I'm the athlete, and I have questions about X, Y, and Z. So make sure when you do reach out to us, even an email, you give us some full detail information, and then we'll go from there. Coach, you got anything to wrap this show up tonight with?
I do not. I mean, we're getting ready to swing into the football season. See what happens.
Yeah, man. Well, so right now, we swinging into. I think this is this would be week one maybe. Week one. Yeah, week one.
High school?
No, no. Oh yeah, high
college?
school. Yeah, no, college. High school, we should be in week like 3 or 4, I think, right now.
Yeah.
I think
week
3. I think week 3. We're in week 3 for high school.
Yeah.
Any crazy stuff you've been seeing out in high school football? I know we touched last week on Bishop Sycamore. Anything new that you've been seeing in high school football?
No, I mean, I've seen some good athletes. They just need to get started earlier, instead of wait till their senior year.
Hey, that's true, man. We can drop the mic right there, man. Hey, listen, we'll see you guys next week. God bless. Peace.
All right, man. Yeah, peace.